Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Elections in the United States. Only 8 days from the vote with the U.S. election just days away, the campaigns of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are in their final phase. Trump headed to Georgia while Harris moved to Michigan, a key state with a large Arab and Muslim population, concerned about the situation in Gaza due to the Israeli war. Polls and latest campaign events. Donald Trump held a major rally at New York's Madison Square Garden on Sunday, where he reiterated his commitment to cracking down on undocumented immigration, vowing to deport immigrants he says pose a threat to the country. Harris, meanwhile, focused her efforts on Pennsylvania, a state that could also decide the outcome of the election as of Sunday. More than 41 million Americans had already cast their ballot, either in person or by mail, according to data from the University of Florida Elections Laboratory. This year, early voting has been a key factor, remembering that in 2020, amid the pandemic, more than 100 million people voted before the official election day. Latest survey data. The latest polls reflect a close race. According to a CBS News poll released Sunday, Harris has a slight lead nationally with 50% support to Trump's 49%. Though this margin is so narrow that it falls within the margin of error. The poll also reveals a clear gender divide. Trump is more popular among men, while Harris leads among women. 64% of men surveyed view Trump as a strong leader, while a majority of women view Harris as having the mental and cognitive stability necessary to assume the presidency. In 538's daily analysis, Harris maintains a national lead of 1.4 points over Trump. However, the trend indicates that this gap is narrowing, as it was 1.7 points a week ago. As for the key states, Harris leads in Michigan and Wisconsin, while Trump maintains a slight advantage in Pennsylvania and Nevada, and a wider margin in North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia. In all these states, the difference between the two candidates is minimal, which leaves the result open just a few days before the election. Kamala Harris events on Sunday. Harris was at the Church of Christian Compassion in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on Sunday, where she highlighted the importance of this election, describing it as the most crucial of our lifetimes. She told attendees, "In 9 days we have the ability to decide the future of our nation for generations to come." She also encouraged young voters, recognizing their desire for change. At a later press conference, Harris was asked about her views on recent talks between Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The two leaders had a close relationship during Trump's presidency. Harris said that in her view, the United States should play an active role in pushing for an end to the conflict in Gaza, while also advocating for a two-state solution to ensure future peace. The recent ABC News poll shows that support for Trump among Arab Americans is at 45%, slightly higher than Harris's at 43%. Overall, some Arab voters see Trump as a figure who could bring a different approach to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Donald Trump events on Sunday. The former president rallied his supporters in New York, reiterating his promise to make America great again. In his speech, Trump harshly criticized Harris, calling her a radical left-wing Marxist and unfit to lead the country, blaming her for the current economic and social problems. "She has destroyed our country," Trump said of Harris. Harris's campaign also responded to comments by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who made an offensive joke about Puerto Rico at his New York rally. Hinchcliffe compared Puerto Rico to a floating garbage island, which caused a huge backlash. In response, the Trump campaign distanced itself from these comments, stating that they do not represent the views of the former president. Upcoming campaign events. Kamala Harris and her running mate, Tim Walz, have planned a joint event in Michigan that will include a concert with artist Maggie Rogers. Harris will seek to appeal to Arab and Muslim voters concerned about the situation in Gaza. On the other hand, Trump, who has positioned himself as a staunch ally of Israel, has yet to present a concrete plan to resolve the conflict, which has sparked interest among some Muslim voters in his candidacy. For Harris, Michigan is a crucial state, especially considering the Arab community's historical support for Democrats. However, the current administration has generated discontent among these voters due to its stance on the Gaza conflict. Trump and Georgia agenda on Monday. Trump will head to Atlanta, where he will speak at the National Faith Summit in Powder Springs and close the day with an event at Georgia Institute of Technology. He is expected to focus his message on economic issues and the importance of voting early. With 16 electoral college votes, Georgia is one of the key swing states in the election. Trump won Georgia in 2016 but lost to Joe Biden in 2020 by a narrow margin, making it a prime target for his campaign. With just 8 days to go until the election, the United States faces a very close presidential race. Trump and Harris are engaged in a tight battle for key states that will define the future of the country.